situation where these pensioners who had spent the useful years of their lives to impact positively the society are now being rejected, dumped, and abandoned in terms of their welfare. That's legitimate welfare. Regular payment of pensions are no more regular. Gratuities are owed to several months, and it will embarrass you that we have pensioners earning as low as 341 naira pension per month. 341 naira pension per month. What would that buy? And still they are alive. With every increase in salary of workers, the Constitution of Nigeria says that the pensions of pensioners should be adjusted appropriately because they go to the same market as those who are working. And not only that, or every 5 years, if you're on a particular pension and it is 5 years, you should be adjusted appropriately because of the prevailing economic realities in Nigeria. You know that our money has lost its value. And money has no value but what it will buy. So you then see, aside from that, we are in old age. Pensioners are already in their old age. And you know what is characteristic of old age? General weakness of the body, ill health, abandonment. Many of us are widows and widowers. It's expected to be treated fairly in old age because that's the reward of our hard work. Like the motto of NUP, it is rest is sweet after labor. But unfortunately, it's our rest sweet now after labor. When you are now faced with the rejection, your entitlements are not paid, your gratuities are not paid. In fact, many of us are dead without collecting their entitlements. So what's the essence of labor? And you are not getting returns that your entitlement now will now meet you in the grave. And so that makes the whole thing terrible for pensioners. And you know what is happening now outside there. The cost of living is so high. Cost of drugs so high. Because we can't but take drugs. After food, we take drugs. Because you cannot take drugs without food. All these are very costly. To buy any drug now is a fortune. And out of how much? Somebody earning 341 naira a month as pension. What will it buy? No, let's be sincere. There are certain things we cannot do anymore. Even if the energy is there, by virtue of our position, we cannot be carrying placards. In a country where there is this immunity and impunity, that even if you go take government to court, right, and the court gives judgment that these people should be paid, you and I will agree. You know that what's happening in Nigeria, that we have made mess of the judiciary by disobeying court orders, and nothing will happen. Heaven will not fall. Think seriously without being seen to be partisan. This time around, I think we are blessed with a governor, that's Governor Oyebanji, who has the heart of gold, who has the heart of listening to people, who is mature, who is well trained, well brought up, and is a grassroots man. He knows where the Jews are pinching the pensioners, and is ready to assist us. So far, the governor has been doing well as far as pensioners are concerned. Other areas of his governance is left for the society, for the people to judge, because we are not politicians. But whatever he's doing for us, we have to mention. He has been very consistent in the payment of our monthly pensions, unlike the previous governments that are owing us 7 months of unpaid pension out of 12 months. Huh? If you are owing somebody 7 months of pension out of 1 year, and these are old people, then what do you want to become? What do you want them to do? It's like asking them to go and die. Eh? But he has started refraining the arrears of unpaid pension by the previous administration. He has been regular in paying our pension every month. He has not defaulted. It's not he wants any pension, right? And he has started defraining the humongous amount of gratuity being owed us by the previous administration, right? So we have every cause to appreciate God for him. Please correct one impression that government cannot do everything. We are not begging for anything. No. These are what we are asking for are our legitimate rights, right? We are not begging for extra, right? So if government is not paying our pension, is not paying our gratuity, it's like somebody who wants to kill us. Because that is our legitimate means of survival. After much labor. And we are old. So asking, let me go back to the question that, what are we doing for ourselves, Abi? But you can only give what you have. And every pensioner now is in poverty. And can a blind man lead a blind man? And every pensioner now is poor. And we require the intervention of government to bring life back into our lives. Because it's not easy. Somebody earning I've said somebody is earning 341 naira. It's not hypothetical. It is a reality. So what will somebody earning 341 naira do or save to help another poor pensioner? Part of their savings from their check-off, they have been able to identify some very vulnerable ones among us, and they were each given 50,000, cutting across Ekiti State, to take care of their terrible health challenges. But now the government is even owing us check-off. As I'm talking to you now, the previous government owed us 7 months unpaid check-off dues. It is this present government now that has paid 3. Remaining 4 months, April, May, June, and July, check-offs with that's deduction from our pension that should have been given to the union. It's still with the government. So how do you want us to survive? So even the running of this union here is a difficult problem for us. It is that in the days of old, when things were good, the union had enough money to invest in one thing or the other. As I'm talking to you now, we are erecting a guest house along Ilawe Road. It's almost nearing completion. Out of the mega resources that we have, by this administration, is in place now, and we hope that if the government is kind enough, let me use that language, to pay us our share of dues regularly, we will be doing some work there too to complete it, and whatever we are able to realize there, we will also help our financial situation here. Present government in Ekiti State, particularly our governor, he has seen us and he has said it that we are his parents, that pensioners in Ekiti are his parents. He sees us as his fathers and as his mother, and he has been treating us so. I want to commend him for that. For those others who are in government, and I want to remind that we even have pensioners among politicians. We have some of our members in politics. So we want to appeal to them that they should not forget their source. Because after politics, you still come back to this union. They should try as much as possible to use their influence in politics or in power to better the lives of pensioners, because we are helpless. And they should represent us well. They should not be carried away with partisan politics. An average politician is very difficult to predict when it gets to power. When money comes and when they're in position. We don't want them to use their position to oppress the pensioners. Rather, they should use their position to better our lots. And that's the appeal we are sending to them, that whatever they are able to impact on lives, that is what they will remember for. They will be remembered for, particularly the elderly ones. The Bible is very clear that you must respect your parents so that your days will be long. Denigrating his parents, the repercussion. Maybe that is why the society is not even okay now. You know what is happening in our society now. Despite our religious fervency, things are still getting worse. Why? Because the elderly are abandoned and rejected. And it's against God. Because after God is the elderly ones. My legacy is that rest should be sweet after labor. An average pensioner should be happy in retirement. That's the legacy that I want to leave behind. That one should even be happy to retire. Not that people want to be doctoring their ages so that they will not go and be suffering in retirement. a legacy will be in place that people will enjoy to retire and will enjoy their retirement, and they are getting their benefits from government. Because that is the joy of every leader of pensioners. You want to see your people happy. Because once your people are not happy, you are not happy. Because what's the essence of your leading them? So that's the legacy I want to leave behind, that Ekiti pensioners are happy in retirement.